morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. One of those symbolic kind of days. It's the second day of the second month of 2022. And we really want to welcome you here this morning, giving God thanks for life. I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you viewing us in the Caribbean and on the live. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Julian.
Morning, morning, Rhea. How are you doing today?
I am doing very good. You know, this is the middle of the week, and this is the time that I start to feel the tiredness. This is it. But you know what? It's still a good day. It's still a good day, and we're going to ensure that it remains a good day.
I don't know, it's like by the time we come through that door and the energy and the excitement and we're ready to go again, because we have such a great time here with our viewers each morning after morning.
That's right, that's right. And lots of interesting things happen. Before we get into things, Julian, just allow me I need to send some quick good mornings to my parents who watch the show every morning. My auntie Esther, who was here from the US visiting. Love going out to you. Happy morning to you. Good morning, Daddy. Good morning, Mommy. Good morning, Auntie Esther. I need to put that out there. And Uncle Ray and Auntie Liz, good morning. Auntie Lorna, good morning to you. And yeah, those are my good mornings. For now.
Doing some shout outs again. You know, we really want to thank persons for the love and the support. I know that my Uncle Kenneth is usually tuned in. Selwyn is usually tuning in the morning. My grandmother spends a few minutes in the mix to make sure and connect to see what's happening. And then she says, all right, I have to get outside and get busy. I'll watch the rest of it later. When it comes back on. All right, so I really want to continue to send shout out. This morning I also want to send a shout out to Miguel Granville and Dr. Alina Williams. And Alina Williams in particular, Rhea, because you know it just occurred to me as we heard some of the circumstances happening. Mental health is a very real issue. You know, having to deal with this whole pandemic, treating with you know, loss and all those kinds of things. And you know, growing up with Alina in her area of study as well, she's always wanted to provide that level of support in her professional capacity. And this one you want to give a shout out, because we know the work of those in that field, Carol Daniel as well, and all of, you know, it can't be easy at all, especially in these pandemic times. So we really want to say kudos and shout outs to you for continuing to take on that burden of hearing of the challenges with persons going through the pandemic but still seeking to make a difference.
Definitely. As well, this morning, a special good morning going out to my good friend over there in Trinidad, Vernil Thompson. Good morning to you, Vernil. I trust that you have a great day today. And to Ren and Nicole Stewart. Ren and Nicole, a beautiful couple, wonderful friends of ours, and they say that they watch the show every morning. So happy day going out to you guys. Have a great one today.
Thank you so much for the usual love and support. Rhea, we got some birthdays in the lineup this morning. I'm heading all the way to the east to start up this morning. Want to shout out my brother and colleague there, Lyndon Wilson. Celebrating a birthday today, Lyndon Wilson. Want to wish you a happy birthday coming from the Tobago Updates family. And I'm also shouting out Auntie Annette Simon up there in Kendall. Happy birthday to you. We trust that you have an enjoyable birthday coming from the Tobago Updates family, Rhea.
As well, and we're still within the east. Now, when you said east, I wondered if your east was my east. We're sticking with the east. So Anne Trinidad of Lamy Road, Argyle, Tobago, is celebrating her birthday today. Beautiful person, beautiful family. Happy birthday going out to you. Do we have her picture? I think we're supposed to have that picture up.
Something coming
there
up.
There she is.
Hey, in style, Rhea.
In style. That's right. That is Anne Trinidad for you. All right, now, beautiful person, just do not mess with her because she will take you to town. But beautiful person indeed. Happy birthday going out to my dear, and all the best to you today.
Rhea and I have two more birthday shout-outs this morning. Want to say birthday shout-outs to Salisha Moses. Salisha Moses, happy birthday to you. And Aloma Woods. We want to ensure that you have an enjoyable birthday. Again, sending you love, and we know you're going to have a great time. coming from the Tobago Updates family.
As well, Dr. Lystra Wilson Celestine, living out in California. She's viewing almost every day. And if I'm not mistaken, this is my schoolmate, my classmate. We did go to school together, Scarborough Sec and Compre. Happy birthday going out to you, Lystra. It is so beautiful to reconnect with you. We trust that you have a great day and lots of love coming from all of Tobago. In fact, we're sending the warmth and everything over there to you.
And you know, Ria, I am sure when they look on and they hear that sending the warmth, nothing makes you miss the Caribbean.
I tell you.
Even more. And we will really continue to thank each and everyone. Ria, what's happening? What's happening in our Tobago space?
Well, the only thing I can think of, Julian, you know, we've got Carnival coming up, and a lot of the focus on the program this morning is on Carnival and, you know, what would be happening. How would we work it? Do we stick, because we're hearing talks about shifting Tobago's Carnival to October.
Yes.
You know, how is it going to work for us? Is it that everyone is going to support, the Twin Island is going to support Trinidad for the early carnival this year, and then everyone support Tobago in October? How is it going to work, and what about the elements? What about the stakeholders? What do they have to say on this
and
issue?
that takes us right into our rundown for
That's
this
right.
morning. We begin this morning by chatting with our first two guests, would be John Arnold, chairman of the Tobago Festivals Commission, and Beverly Ramsey Moore, president of Pan Trinbago. And you know, we'll be chatting about with John Arnold in terms of no Tobago Carnival until October, as announced by the chief secretary. And further to that, we'll be having conversations with Beverly Ramsey Moore, president of Pan Trinbago, speaking about the Safe Zone Panorama initiative that we understand will still be taking place in Tobago, as it's a national affair happening with Pan Trinbago. Who do we have after those two, Ria?
And then we chat with Dr. Pelham McSween, Andre Pelham McSween, and he's going to be talking about cervical spine analysis. And the thing is, there are a lot of things that we do in everyday life, when we're just living everyday life, that can affect us later on. We never peg, you know, there's an old time saying that one drop would full basket, and what you do today is not going to affect you today, it's going to affect you later on. So you tell us a little bit more about that, and then closing us off this morning, we will be chatting with Sharon Phillips, who is one of not just a recording artist, but one of Tobago's renowned recording artists, and she's going to chat with us from Tobago to the world. So,
and today, Ria, I also want to acknowledge, you know, I shared a story on Facebook just a few years ago. I've partnered with the Division of Education, and it's an initiative I'd really like to see return. Today's actually Read Aloud Day, and at that time they had identified individuals, young persons, middle-aged, etc., going out into the society, professionals, and reading to students at school. And it's an initiative I really hope to see continue from the Division. In fact, I remember touching my heart with that for the very first time when I became a dad, just before Father's Day, and I always have to say kudos. One of the first schools to recognize that effort as a proud father would have been St. Patrick's Anglican. That's Miss Lancaster, Principal Lancaster. They're shouting you out this morning, having invited me to be able to do a similar activity, reading to and sharing with our students. And I think it's such an excellent initiative, and I really want to encourage parents. There is total value in being able to read to and to communicate with your children and young people in general, to get them into that habit of practicing reading aloud. So we want to, of course, remind and encourage everyone as they celebrate. It's usually the first Wednesday in February, as they celebrate World Read Aloud Day. Ria, news just in, Ria.
Just before you go, we do have a clip, as you mentioned, World Read Aloud Day. We do have a clip a little bit later on with Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, as it pertains to World Read Aloud Day.
Excellent.
If I'm not mistaken, he may be reading.
Excellent.
He may be reading.
So we can certainly look forward to that. But we've got a surprise up. Viewers, this is a surprise for you, for those of you on TV, those of you online right now, those of you joining us throughout the region. Make sure you tell everybody to connect at the moment. We got a surprise for Ria. I want to see that face. I want to see that face for Ria. We got a surprise guest coming on this morning for Ria. It gives me great pleasure, and it's only on Tobago Updates that these things happen. To welcome on set with us here this morning, host of The Rundown, Blaze. Good morning. Good morning. Blaze, she had no idea that you were coming this morning.
I'm hearing it a bit delayed, so my apologies. But good morning, Ria. How you going?
I am doing well. It is so good to connect with you. I did call your producer yesterday, and I waited on that call back. Chester Sembrano, good morning. Thank you.
Very, very delayed. I'm seeing Rhea laughing. I'm seeing her laughing. But I want to tell you good morning. If you need somebody to read aloud to you, I am here to read aloud.
Thank
You just tell me the story.
You know what? You seem to find your stories. I said, what is going on with Blaze? Blaze finds a story every week, but let me tell you something. You keep us locked and loaded. If it's one thing, you keep us locked and loaded.
Well, Rhea, I am so sorry. Something is going on with the connection. I'm hearing it like if it's a slowed record. It was working good all the time. This is a rundown moment. I don't know. I know if Tobago update setting up here.
We'll have to get it updated via the Tobago Updates morning show.
But I want to work through this because we are live.
Yes. All right.
Oh boy.
We have some challenges with the connections there, but we're going to try to get him back. Viewers, only on the Tobago Updates morning show, we do it different. And you know, he insisted that he wanted to come on because he follows Tobago Updates as well, as much as people follow the rundown.
Julian, that was a real setup. You guys in the back there, that was a real setup. And you should have warned me because my face always seems to be out there. If it's not a meme, it's a sticker. Okay, he's back. Okay, I think
back with us this morning. Yes, Blaze, you hearing us better now? Yeah, I suspect he's having some challenges with his connection there. That might be an appropriate story for the rundown. Who knows? Rhea, how are you doing this morning? He just felt he wanted to make sure and connect with us here.
And I'm happy that he did. I'm really, really happy that he did.
Viewers, Rhea is breathing easy. Rhea is breathing easy. That's how we do it here via Tobago Updates.
He's back.
Yes.
He's back.
I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I really apologize for that. I don't know what took place there.
Yeah. It
Right.
was a rundown moment.
You guys, it was a rundown moment.
So you're hearing us clearly now?
I am hearing you all loud and clear.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask Rhea, in terms of the interview that we showed on the rundown Monday night, where one of your guests brought about 5 different instruments and they were laid out all over the table there.
Yes.
You were really interested in a black one. I just wanted to find out if you bought it or if you gave it back. You were really interested.
I did
you had
not.
it in your hand most of the time.
It was the one that was placed closest to me. And
Yes.
like you said, there were several on the table. No, I did not purchase it. I had no need to purchase it. I am quite happy with what I do have. I've not had any complaints. So no, it's still up for sale if you're interested.
But Blaze,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Blaze,
sir.
you would appreciate, as I said then, Rhea, as a good host, and any good host would know, she had to have a firm grip of the interview. Of the interview itself.
She did.
That was important, very important.
That she did. And she shook it as well, eh?
Well, occasionally.
Well, guys,
So tell us, how long have you been tuning in? What are your thoughts with Tobago Updates? Because you have to be following to catch up on that.
Listener, I love this show. I really do. I am on radio from 6 to 9, so I don't get to catch it live. But when we review the show, we normally would review the show, and we love the show. It's a really it's a solid morning show, and I can tell all what's happening in Tobago, pros and cons from this morning show. This is a great morning show.
Happy to hear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support, and we're happy that we're able to connect out there. And occasionally, Rhea will assist in providing some content.
Excellent, Rhea. Thank you so much. I'm happy to meet you at least face to face, not in person. We will meet in person one day.
Definitely.
But I just want to tell you good morning, and you guys are doing a stellar job.
Good morning to you, and we're happy to connect with you. So we'll meet soon.
For sure, we will meet soon, very soon.
Okay, then.
You guys
All right,
have a
you
good
keep
one.
up the
And
great work
I'll
as well on your end.
I'll just pop in anytime, eh?
That's right, no problem.
You sound like you're going back to the interview, man. You want to pop in anytime. You have a good morning.
Oh my goodness.
Viewers, we certainly had it there, you know, and it's so beautiful. On the Tobago Updates morning show, host connecting with host of the Tobago Updates morning show, connecting with host of the Rundown at Blaze. And you know, when you're in the media fraternity, it's important to have that kind of love and connection with how we do what we do in presenting and bringing information to you.
Definitely, I'll tell you, that was a surprise moment. And while I'm sitting here chatting with him, I'm thinking, Rhea, try not to react. Try not to, you know, don't put your hand by your face. It can become something that you don't want it to become. So, you know, I really thank you so much, guys. It was an honor meeting him. Thank you so much. But Julian, shifting the rundown. So
yes, so where we're heading to next, our first guest up this morning is going to be Beverly Ramsey Moore, Pan Trimbago president, as she speaks to the Safe Zone Panorama. So we look forward to hearing from her in the next segment. We want to thank all of you for continuing to tune in. Those of you joining us via Guile, the channel, joining us via M&E TV, and now also joining us via Smash Radio. And those of you connecting online with us at TobagoUpdates.com and on YouTube, those of you who have subscribed to Tobago Updates via YouTube. And certainly we can't forget our day ones, online viewers via Facebook. We want to remind you to continue to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Good morning, good morning, put a smile on your.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards to
Welcome
a top
to Tobago
story.
Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms as
remains when
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearsides Marine
In
Tobago fishermen
when will the
Sion
Roxborough
Francis
Hospital be fully functional?
of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window
Still
at the
find
islands
treasures like the Golden
continue
Waterfall.
to rise in Tobago.
John boy, I got a call and they're asking me to talk to the nation, talk to people and tell them about getting vaccinated. Yeah. I'm not sure if I should or if it's the right thing for me to tell someone to get vaccinated.
Yeah, but you just came out from Tobago.
Yeah, and 3 of my friends passed. And that's when I realized, you know, I really need to say something.
Similarly here, I have an insulin-dependent son, and so I had to get all my kids vaccinated. I didn't have a choice.
I made the choice because of my parents. But the question is, what or who do you love more than yourself for you to make the choice to protect yourself or protect them from you?
Trouble again! Trinidad and Tobago, let's stop the spread of COVID-19. Vaccinate today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome back. It's 7:20 a.m. Those of you joining us online, those of you joining us via TV, welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. Coming to you live here from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Just before we go into this segment, we want to send birthday shout-outs coming from Vernell Maya Hector to her daughter, Tiffany Thomas. Birthday shout-outs going out to Tiffany Thomas. We trust that you have an enjoyable day today. And yes, we see all the energy and love via the live. Julia Brong, Listra Belfon, Paula James Roberts, Winston Lee, Cindy Taylor, QK Melville. Yes, Latoya Anderson, I'm seeing you there for sure this morning. Lisel James. All right, so as we go into this segment, Ria's going to do a little intro first. Who do we have up, Ria?
Very good. Now, we did mention earlier this morning on the program that today is World Read Aloud Day. Now, World Read Aloud Day motivates children, teens, and adults to celebrate the power of words. Everyone can celebrate the day by grabbing a book, finding an audience, and reading out loud. And this morning, we have a nice little clip with Chief Secretary Fali Augustine. Over to you, Chief.
Happy Read Aloud Day to all of you boys and girls. Today I wish to share with you the story, The Little Engine That Could by Watty Piper. Chug, 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 puff, 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 ding dong, ding dong. The little engine rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy train. Her cars were filled with toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. There were dolls and the funniest little toy clown one ever saw. But that was not all. Some cars were filled with good things for boys and girls to eat, and lollipops after meal treats. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Then all of a sudden she stopped. She simply could not go another inch. Her wheels would not turn. Here comes a shiny new engine, said the little clown, who jumped out of the train. Please, shiny new engine, won't you pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. But the shiny new engine snorted. I pull you? I am a passenger engine. My train has sleeping cars and a dining car with waiters. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not. And off he steamed. Soon the little clown called out, "Look, a great big strong engine is coming." "Please, big engine," cried all the dolls and toys, "won't you pull us over the mountain?" And the big engine said, "I have just pulled a train with big heavy machines. I'm a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you little toys. No, I pull important stuff, and the big engine puffed off. The little train and all the dolls and toys were very sad. The big engine is not the only engine in the world, cried the little toy clown. Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is so little. Perhaps he can help us. But the rusty old engine sighed. I'm so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountain. I cannot. And off he rumbled. By now, the dolls and toys were ready to cry. But the little clown said, here comes a little blue engine, a very little one. Maybe she can help us. See the little blue engine? A very little one. The very little engine came chugging merrily along. What is the matter, my friends? She asked kindly. Will you pull us over the mountain? Cried the dolls and toys. Our engine has broken down, and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. I'm not very big. I've never been over the mountain, but I think I can. I think I can. And the little blue engine hitched itself to the train. She tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged slowly, then started off. Puff, puff, chug, chug went the little engine. I think I can. Up, up, up. Faster and faster the little engine climbed until at last they reached the top of the mountain. Hooray! Cried the little clown and all the dolls and toys. The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us. And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say as she puffed steadily down the mountain, I thought I could. End of the story. Boys and girls, this story has an important lesson in it. If you think you can, you certainly would. And be like the little blue engine. No excuses whatsoever. Just think you can. Put the effort behind it and chug along. Be like the little engine that could. And let me encourage all of you boys and girls. Take up a book. Read something every single day. Reading is fun. Reading is exciting. And once you read, you will learn important life lessons that will help you along the way. I think I can. And so you can. Thank you.
Yes, viewers, indeed, those are encouraging words, and I trust that children were able to tune in. And in fact, for those of you parents viewing that story coming from Honorable Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, that you definitely play it back so your children gets the benefit. And no better person to send that message than the Chief Secretary himself of Tobago, sending an excellent indication, encouraging the importance of reading. Certainly going to take us places. In this segment, viewers, we are chatting with John Arnold, Chairman of the Tobago CU. CU. Seems like I have elevated you there. It could be speaking about things to come. CEO of the Tobago Festivals Commission. And this morning we're speaking to the idea of Carnival in Tobago. Morning to you.
Morning to you, and morning to viewers. Morning to everybody.
So as we speak, we want to get a sense in the first instance. This is the usual carnival time. The announcements would have been made in January, pretty late, according to most in the industry, to indicate that there was going to be some form of carnival in Trinidad and Tobago.
Carnival safe zone.
That's it. And the technicality with it is, it was already late. But yet, at the level of the government, they were still announcing it would take place, but some more talks were going to take place in order to make a determination. Quite recently, we would have heard of what would have been stakeholders coming together with the Tobago House of Assembly and making a determination. So let's start there, so as being one of the stakeholders.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you articulated that well, but let me just put some more flesh on that. The actual fact is that we had those consultations, and thanks to both the Secretary Boris and Assistant Secretary Morrison. I think the consultation and the consultative approach was definitely a good one. We were able to sit down, talk things through, thrash out what we needed to thrash out. And at the end, it's funny that the stakeholders themselves made the suggestion, you know what, let's use this time to kind of recalibrate, restructure, increase our capacity building and so on. And let's work on our thing for 2023. And of course, if possible, towards the planning for the October 2022.
All right. So therefore, we're speaking to two parts now. We're speaking to where the stakeholders are giving consideration to 2023 as the focal point, but we're also speaking to October. Give us a little more insight into October, because it won't be the first time. And what are the potentials to be different, so that we don't experience the same challenges that we did when we tried this alternative carnival before. How is the Tobago Festivals planning to approach it?
Well, let me put it in the real structured way. The first thing that is taking place is the Secretary will, along with the Assistant Secretary, determine a committee. That committee will work in collaboration with us at the Festival Commission. Now, I must confess and tell you that there has been, over the last 6-8 months, constant consultations being done. We did hire a consultant who worked collaboratively with us at the division, and we interviewed several persons, not just participants and stakeholders in mass, but also the support industries, right? Airlines, port, everybody. And so that report, we have an interim report, and once we have that report, I'm sure that report will then be tabled to that committee to look at some of the comments of the stakeholders and in planning. So right now, it is at that point where in the event world we say you have to have design, you have to have planning, and then you have got to coordinate. I think we are just at that part where we now have to have the committee do the design of what the festival can look like. Whether we're going to do Juve only in Roxborough, Night Mass only in Crown Point, Pretty Mass in town. And let me also make another point about this carnival. It is a tourism event, similar to all the other festival tourism events like the Jazz, which were created to bring heads in bed, bring people here, people make money, all the support industries, etc. It is the same kind of approach. Now,
and in case you're not from Tobago, when he says heads in beds, he's talking about greater occupancy at our hotels. Carry on.
The jargon. So I think potentially, I think it's a great idea. And I think now that the Tobago House of Assembly is in charge of it, unlike the Tobago Fest, which was an organization running it with assistance. I think in this case, you would see that I think it will have the financial resources, the human resources, the infrastructural resources, and I think it's just a matter of managing all the other overarching things, COVID, health protocol, we don't know, finance and so on.
So do we see this as an excellent opportunity in terms of bringing together the stakeholders for the execution of this, Tobago
yes,
Carnival
they have
concept,
to be part of
whether
this.
it is Crown Point, whether it is the Mass, the different associations in the Tobago space?
Yes, they were all in the consultations, all of them. The Hotel Association, all of them were in those consultations we held over the last 6-8 months. And the plan, of course, is to continue those consultations. Because what you really want, let's be honest, Julian, is not something for somebody. It is something for Tobago. You know what I mean? So I think it has the potential, and I think we have to look at it. The world is opening up a bit more, you know, there are less. So we just have to hope and pray that it is possible to pull it off in 2022. Staying optimistic, but if it doesn't, for some reason or the other, COVID blasts happen again, you know, takes a pivot, then we are all ready that we have had some plans in train that we can certainly go forward to next year.
So I know for a fact it may have been a challenge for those in the mass industry, etc. But was any consideration given perhaps to facilitating, just for the sake of, you know, crystallizing and ensuring we don't lose that essence of the art form and exposing persons, the calypso and the soca, and probably an opportunity to just showcase what we have had? Was there any consideration for that around this, especially considering 25 to 30 million is being invested, as was announced?
Well, we did have a counter
by the
to
commission.
That, so we're not too sure what the figure is. if you do follow, you know, what was said by the minister, I mean, we don't know. So my thing is, to answer your question, one of the contributions of the stakeholders was that a very low percentage of their membership are vaccinated. I'm sure you heard that from Ms. Ramsey Moore when she said even her own band, she has a problem getting them to participate because of the vaccination. And it's a constant thing, you have to do that. So I think that was another reason why the stakeholders also contributed, is, you know what, let me work towards doing this properly, 2023. You know, and I think the fact that I use TAC as my kind of acronym, the transparency, the accountability, and the consultation, I think really works well for what we are doing collectively.
So John Arnold is saying here to Tobago that the Carnival Monday and Carnival Tuesday will be 2 days of work productively in the Tobago space. Or John doesn't want to make that announcement.
Oh, I can't.
but tell us, are we likely to see any kind of, you know, reflections via social media, etc., giving people a taste of what we have had years gone by?
Yes. At the Festival Commission, we have a whole heap of Carnival online activities which we are considering, and we're waiting for the necessary approvals on that. And we also have an idea about running a kind of museum, a living museum that can afford the experiential sight or memory or reflection on some of those elemental things that are there about Carnival, you know. So some of the traditional characters. So there are a number of discussions happening now, and we will unfold them as we move forward. But I think it's really good that all of us are on the same page, and as I always say, singing in the same key.
All right. Tell us a little bit particularly. We see a number of young persons who went off to study. They're excited, they're learning, keen to learn about, you know, the art form and so on. What are the efforts on the part of the Tobago Festivals Commission to ensure there's greater inclusion so that ultimately we have that transition of knowledge? Because we have some that are very experienced in the field. How do we ensure that those younger ones coming in are able to benefit in such a manner that we're not crying when they are gone, saying, oh my God, all that knowledge and expertise gone and we did not capitalize on it?
Well, I think you're kind of reading my heart, because reading my brain actually, because you know that at the Festival Commission last year when we did the Tobago Heritage webinars, that was part of the education. As a matter of fact, last week a lady stopped me on the road and said, Mr. Arnold, my daughter did a school project just listening to you talk about the blue food, right? And getting the history from all the others, Mr. Stanley Baird, Billy Benjamin, la la la. And it was amazing when that happened, because one of the things I have discussed with my managers is we've got to go to the documentation phase beyond the curation, actually making academic papers about some of these interviews, because the history is rich, it's there, and we have to leave this kind of documentation for the next generations to come. So you're totally on target there. That's our intention. We're supposed to get a research officer who will assist us in that aspect of it.
All right. So as we look at, winding down this morning's interview, give us a sense of beyond Carnival, any projections for the Festivals Commission in the coming time? What are you all looking at, potential upcoming events, especially considering the international market that seems to be going back out there and taking the chance in terms of engaging within the relevant protocols?
So after consultations with the Secretary, I think we are looking at a blast for Jazz 2023. So I know I can say that in terms of working towards that as a big thing. We have some artists who already signed off 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and we're still going to be able now to use them. We also have coming a Tambourine and Dance Festival, which is a new festival we want to develop because, as you know, the tambourine is dying in its sense, and we've got to find a way to preserve that and keep that as the major indigenous instrument of Tobago, right? So we have that also. And of course, we're looking forward to Heritage Festival this year. We don't know, but we're hoping that we're able to now morph it into a kind of live experiential thing rather than the online activities that we have. So that's where we are.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
John Arnold certainly making himself available, even if not to announce the fact that we'll be working on Carnival Monday and Tuesday. But thank you very much for joining us here to bring some clarity to where we are heading in the context of the responsibility of the Tobago Festivals Commission and by extension the THA with the direction for Carnival in Tobago. Viewers, we want to thank each and every one of you continuing to tune in. We want to remind you to stay connected with us. Up in the next segment, we have Beverly Ramsey Moore, President of Pan Trinbago. We want to remind you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards.
Welcome to Tobago Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms
and remains. When
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearside's marine
in
Tobago fishermen.
When will the Roxborough Hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window
Still
at the
find
island
treasures like the Golden
continue
Waterfall
to rise in Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your
Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, morning.
It's 7:43 a.m. morning viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you live here from the Port Mall in Scarborough. We should have online with us now Beverly Ramsey Moore, President of Pan Trinbago.
Hi.
Morning. Hey, she giving me a distinguished morning like she in Trinidad. I want to hear the Black Rock morning.
Yeah, that's the one we want.
Morning.
How are you doing? Our very own.
Fine.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much for joining us. So this morning, we're speaking to the matter of safe zone panorama that happens on a national level and zoning into the Tobago space, even if there has been an announcement by the Assembly and Festivals Commission that the stakeholders have made a determination that there will be no carnival in terms of the taste of carnival in the Tobago space. So tell us a little bit about this upcoming initiative by Pantrin Bago.
All right, so the government of Trinidad and Tobago has to put on a taste of, and as member of the National Council, our business of carnival, and so because Pan is a body which takes in the read on, we are putting across our proposal. So we make our plans, we must include our members in. So that is what it is. So even though the Tobago Assembly and we really have any Tobago-based events at the time, as part of the decision with.
So what form can we look forward to this initiative taking on in an effort to engage those who are involved in the Pan fraternity?
As we wrote the plan, we have asked our members to register to participate in this safe zone event for the only. All right, and we have a number of bands have registered already. We know whether we are going to have, we have sent a letter to the secretary asking for the venue in particular and for discussions. If we do not have enough bands in Tobago ready to have them participate in this taste carnival, because what this does is that it allows the bands to generate a bit of revenue, nothing much as for them. So what our intention to submit the proposal, the chairman of NCC would have given bands the go ahead to begin preparing, and we'll put that discussion that is to take place finally to in where we will, what our budget is, and as I indicated, if we do not have what we ask for, never mind we make adjustment, we are not and on. You know, we go not because we need him hungry. We will, the bands must be well compensated. It will not be a competition per se, but a performance fee, mobilization fee. And so this morning, I'm sure by 10 o'clock, I will know what the budget is to make a definite decision as to if we are going forward, because we definitely not eat corn in 2022.
Okay. Okay, but Ms. Moore, we've got to take a very quick break, but we continue to encourage our viewers this morning to share the live, share the live, share the live.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards to our
Comes
top
Tobago
story.
Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms as
remains when
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearside's marine industry. Tobago fishermen
When will the
Sion
Roxborough
Francis
Hospital be fully functional?
of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window
Still
at
find
the island
treasures like the Golden
continue to
Waterfall.
rise in Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We do want to apologize to our viewers and our guest, Beverly Ramsey Moore, who was on our program a little while ago virtually. We were having some technical difficulties, so our apologies. We will try to connect with her a little bit later on in the week, so next time, we're really sorry. However, we switch gears at this time, viewers. We've got on the program with us Dr. Andre Pella McSween, and Dr. McSween is a chiropractor, and this morning we're talking about cervical spine analysis. Good morning and welcome to you, Dr. McSween.
Morning, Ria.
No,
Thanks for having me.
always good to have you on the program. This morning you are in suit.
Yeah.
You are dressed officially, no scrubs.
No.
What's happening today?
Mr. Parks made me dress like this.
How so? How so?
Because he put up a pic with me in a suit, you know, and I'm always wearing my scrubs because
And
I'm
you-
working all the time.
And you didn't want to disappoint the viewers
Oh,
this
not
morning.
at all, not at all.
Well, you know, it's always good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now, Dr. McSween, we're talking this morning about cervical spine analysis. But before we get into that, I think it's important for our viewers who are now connecting with Tobago Updates to have a little bit of an idea of your background and, you know, some of the everyday things that we do that can affect us later on.
Okay.
So I'm hoping this morning that you're able to speak to that.
Yes.
I know I started off when you joined us a few months ago saying that you have an issue with the use of pillows
Yes.
on the bed.
Absolutely.
But talk to us about some of those things and how you get in and out of your vehicle.
Yes.
When you are bathing, some of the things that you need to pay attention to, and some
Right.
of these things.
One of the major things with the thing with the neck is that the cervical spine is that if you've had an accident or if you have a hypolordotic cervical curve or you have a decreased cervical curve, you can experience a host of things. It certainly affects your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your shoulders, your bursitis, tennis elbow, carpal tunnel, your neck, your chest, and up the side of your neck, and sometimes headaches. If you sleep with a pillow, especially those hard and big pillows, as I told you some years ago that if it was up to me, pillows wouldn't sell, particularly for people who have been in accidents. If you continue to sleep with the pillow, it's going to exacerbate the condition. It's going to make it worse. And so you need to get off the pillow. You can sleep with a baby pillow, a flat pillow, or roll a towel, put it under the nape of your neck, and use that. Apart from that, sleep flat.
Sleep flat.
Right. If you've been in an accident and you continue to go into your car, putting one leg and falling in your seat, it's going to affect your lower back, it's going to affect your neck.
Which is naturally what we do.
Oh, absolutely.
We open the door, put the
And
left
boom.
foot in, and we drop
Oh,
ourselves.
boom, right down on the seat and stuff. That's bad for you. It's going to make you worse, and then you start developing pains in the legs, in the knees, ankles start to swell, numbness under the feet, a padded feeling under the feet, tingling in the toes, pain in the legs, pain in the groins, pain in the butt. And then you don't know, well, what's happening? How this thing is coming on me? I never did anything. Well, that all comes from a rotated lower back as well, just as the neck.
As a result of an accident?
As a result of some accident you had. Auto accident, falls, job-related, lifting heavy objects, construction workers in particular, and that kind of thing.
All right. Can someone have a fall and have broken bones without knowing it?
Oh yeah, I've had patients like that. They've had microfractures. No one picked up on it, and it's there. And over time, it's going to become worse. The bone is going to break down. You're eating a lot of dairy products. Calcium is going to develop. You start to see a bit of whitening at the edges where the problem is, the fracture is, and it's very difficult to pick it up. What I do, I use a magnifying glass to scrutinize the spine when I'm analyzing the spine.
Okay, let's talk about some of the signs and symptoms of an injured spine.
From the neck down to the sacrum, you can have, as I mentioned early on, pain in the arms, pain in the elbows, pain in the wrist, pain in the chest, pain in the mid-back, pain up the neck, headaches and so forth. In the lower back, you'd have pains in the hip, pains in the groin, down in the legs, numbness in the legs, swelling of the knees, swelling of the ankles, pain under the feet, padded feeling. You get up in the morning and you're walking like you have something underneath there. You have a shoes on, and when you look, there are no shoes. And that kind of thing, and that is going to affect you over time. Pain is the constant problem that the person would experience all the time. And unless you get chiropractic care, no one else addresses that. Physiotherapist doesn't address that. Orthopedic specialist doesn't address that. The only person who addresses that is the chiropractor, because he must adjust your spine. He must move those bones. Remember, the object of chiropractic is the spine, and to align the spine, to adjust the spine. Not crack, as we spoke on.
Not cracking back.
Not crack, it's adjusting the spine, moving the bones from a mal rotation position back to his normal position.
All right, now when we speak of injuries or accidents, we usually think that the person may have been driving, hit the steering wheel, but oftentimes passengers who would have just experienced a jerk they don't say it's an injury. They don't say that they were injured.
They don't know.
You know, I'm fine. I was in the back seat, but I'm fine.
Yeah, that's a jolt.
Tell us how significant those jolts are.
Oh, very significant. You may have had a problem from small, and you continue to live and do the wrong things, lifting badly, bending badly, getting off your bed badly, and so forth. And then you're in a taxi or a car, or your car. You might be a passenger or the driver, and another car hits you. Not hard, just slight, but remember, you're not an accident. If you knew it was coming, you would try to brace yourself or try to get away from the situation. But an accident is of such that you're not expecting it. And so you're in there, and you've had all these problems previously, and boom, somebody hits the back of your car. And you say, oh, I went home, I got a little stiff neck, I was fine, and so forth. And then the years continue. And then you have another accident. Or let's say you like to use the whacker, and you're with the whacker cutting your grass at home and so forth. Or you're lifting. You got to lift stuff. And over time, you start to get this pain, and the pain becomes worse over time. See a chiropractor. See a chiropractor who, when you go into him or her, they request x-rays, because it's the only way you can analyze what's happening. You could assume. I mean, I could see a person and use my academic knowledge and say, well, hey, this may be the case. But I have to ensure that I have some more evidence as to what I am seeing and what I want to diagnose on this patient.
Okay. Now we have just about 2 minutes to go. The Philippa McSween Foundation, what is happening with that? We haven't heard anything about the foundation in a while.
Well, you know, since COVID and so forth, things are closed down, and it's basically designed for the schools, the primary schools. You know, I've been in all the schools in Tobago, just about, from Speyside all the way up Castara, down Mariah, down to Canaan. I've attended to most of the primary school children. And what I've done is to donate $5,000 a year for a child who is in primary school and who has 2 more years to go.
Right.
So that has been on hold. But one of my good friends, Mr. Milton, I think he's a supervisor now in the school, I'm kind of collaborating with him to get that back going, and so we could get out there and help some of these students, because they need the help.
Okay. And Dr. Masween, how can persons contact you? For those persons looking on out there, I mean, a lot of persons know where your office is, but there are a lot of persons who do not. So how can they contact you?
Well, when I'm in Tobago, I'm in Lowlands. As I said last month, Deborah's Mall, right next to Muckman's.
Right.
And my numbers, you can call me on my cell, 710-6819. You could call me in my South office, same cell, and 652-1255. I have another number, but I just forgot the number.
So you operate in Trinidad and
Tobago. Well, you know, previously I had my office in Grenada, and I closed it down and so forth. But I'm going to go back up to Grenada as soon as things kind of quiet down.
Okay. And just to remind our viewers this morning that that's Deborah's Mall?
Deborah's Mall, right behind Muckman's.
Yeah, that is at the, just opposite the Gulf City Mall.
Right opposite by the traffic light. Going to Crown Point on the left.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure having you on the program. Well, viewers, lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Sending a shout out this morning to Akola Ashby. Akola, good morning to you. O'Shea, O'Shawn, and Osase George, good morning to you, my loves, and have a great day. So, at this time, we go over to This Day in Tobago History with Devon Adana.
This day in Tobago history, did you know that on February 2nd, 1882, the Dawn and all the hopes and dreams of the Tobago Steamship Company sank off the coast of Castara? According to C.R. Utley's The Complete History of the Island of Tobago, 139 years ago today, a small 20-ton steamer called the Dawn, purchased by the Tobago Steamship Company, wrecked on the rocks after developing engine troubles off of Castara. The smaller Tobago merchants and planters, among them Edward Keynes, owner of the firm Edward Keynes and Company, Gordon MacDougall, who was a planter and the attorney for Dunn and Company, along with James Hackett, who was also a farmer. They together formed the Tobago Steamship Company Limited in 1880. The capital was raised to purchase a steamer called the Dawn in 1881. The venture came after many years of hardship owing to the fact that the Royal Mail Company offered limited service to Tobago. In 1875, the service only came once a month, and even after numerous petitions to have the service increased, the company refused to increase sailings unless its subsidy was substantially increased. On the morning of July 15, 1881, the Dawn set out on her first intercolonial voyage from Scarborough to ply between Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, St. Vincent, and Trinidad. The intention was to consolidate intercolonial trade, which it did, as there was no regular sailings between these islands due to the enterprising fortitude of the Tobago Steamship Company. Unfortunately, though, the Dawn began experiencing engine troubles off of Castara, and soon the high prevailing seas got the better of her. The steamer was completely wrecked on the rocks. However, the crew managed to save themselves by swimming ashore. Though short-lived, the Tobago Steamship Company was the only venture of its kind to be undertaken in Tobago in that century. This has been This Day in Tobago history. Lots more coming up after the break. Be sure to share the live, share the live, share the live.
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards.
Welcome to Tobago Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms
and remains when
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearsides, marine and Tobago fishermen.
When will the Roxborough Hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window
at the island
treasures
like the golden
continue
waterfall
to rise in Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. No.
Fire burns, water flows, Here it goes. No one knows you and I look so good together. Sugar melts, I accept off my feet. You have swept me into a web, and I wanna lose myself into this place. Look at the smile upon my face. See, I've been loving before on a roller coaster. I couldn't find my way. Then your love came.
Yes, viewers, this is the Tobago Updates morning show. We're zoning into that type of interview that we know you love as we touch into the entertainment industry with the star, the diva herself, the lady that has been able to transcend political boundaries from dipping down to your elbow right on to serenading Chief Secretary Farley Augustine. Oh my God, I'm taking the entire interview just to introduce you. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning, Tobago, Trinidad, the rest of the world. Good morning, everyone.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm blessed. I just came out of the studio. It's amazing, this lifestyle.
Excellent. Sharon, we want to chat about what we have just seen so the viewers are able to put it into context.
Right.
The movie, Happy Family 2, and that voice we are hearing in the background. Tell us about that.
Happy Family 2 is a movie, of course, a children's movie, it's a cartoon. It's the second outgiving of the movie. And it's very weird, right? Because this song was actually recorded a very long time ago, more than 10 years. And I was given a call a couple months ago, about 6 months ago, hey, we want to work with this song on for a project. And I was like, yeah, of course, go ahead, great. I did it a long time ago, maybe we should. And I was pleasantly surprised where it ended up, actually. I'm really honored to have continued. It's not the first time that I'm singing a theme title on a song. The very first one was the theme song for Pornorama, actually a German sexual revolution film. And I did that a couple years ago. Then I came to this situation as well. So yeah, I'm really honored and grateful for another opportunity to have my voice showcased worldwide again.
Tell us, what's the message behind this song in terms of, and the name of it is Roller Coaster.
Right.
Tell us, what's the message behind this song?
Love is a lot of ups and downs. You know, it's never going to be a smooth ride. And it takes you places. And you always seem to be like on a roller coaster trying to find your way. But when you find that special someone, you just know it because you've never been in love like this before. And boundaries get pushed and just about, you know, birds and bees and everything else in between. So this song was more like a realization that I have loved before. I have felt things before. But not like this.
Not like this.
No.
You know, I hear Sharon talk, and most of you might have heard quite recently Sharon's experience in terms of being able to perform as well at the wedding of Chief Secretary Farley and Anna Augustine.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience. Give the viewers a little insight into, you know, making that, you know, when you sing, you put people into a whole trance. And we understood that there might have been some delays in between, but as the Chief Sec said when we had breakfast with him, they were just able to do it for us, the entertainment segment. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's great. One thing people need to understand about me is that love is the language that I speak. I don't speak politics. Unfortunately, politics has no place in culture and the arts. Well, fortunately for us, the creatives, right? That is the principle. I have friends on every side of the divide and at every level of society. I believe that a union is something that only God has the power to stop, not rain, sunshine, sleet, snow. And when you have great friends like the friends that Chief Secretary Augustine has, I mean, Anna had nothing to worry about. The one thing was sure is that they were definitely going to get married on that day. He made it exponentially clear before God that was the point. So yeah, we were soaking wet, dripping from head to toe. And if we had the chance, yes guys, we will do it all over again, except that the tent will be bigger this time and we would put other precautions in place. But it was important, I think, for me to be there for that part of his life. as well as a very good friend of mine. And I'm looking forward to godchildren from the new First Lady of the island, of course.
I think he has promised 10, but let's make sure we go.
Great.
Let's make sure, in terms of continuing with this morning's interview, I remember interacting, a good friend of mine within the performing arts industry. Morning, Elvis Rajman.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Rajman. How are you?
And I recall, Elvis is somebody passionate about the culture and the art form. When it is I could not get in a word and Elvis is going on for minutes, Sharon is talented, she's amazing, just to interact with. Tell us a little bit about that exposure in terms of you have been around in terms of performing beyond just the Tobago space, helping to really expose what we have to offer here. Tell us a little bit about how that exposure has helped in developing who we have for today.
Great. I will start with, obviously, what really pivoted me. As many of Tobago would know, I started off singing in church, and I would have gone to Scouting for Talent. I would have sung in many different disciplines of music on the island, in the Republic, in the Caribbean. But Tobago became too small. We're just 60,000 people, and of 60,000 people, approximately 59,327 are talented beyond measure. So I found myself in a situation where there was no output, and I had to leave. I mean, I was only 19 years old, so let's just put that into perspective, that at 19, I felt like I was already in a space where I couldn't grow anymore because there was not very many avenues for output. And so I left these shores to represent this little island. As most people would also know, I'm not a calypsonian or a soca singer, so I don't fit into the normal genre of what we push. And this is really important to understand, that being a Trinidad and Tobagonian does not necessarily mean that although soca or calypso is your national thing, it doesn't mean that that's all that we have to offer musically. As most people would know, I've performed on almost every jazz festival. So it was important for me to leave, to grow, to learn. And I was embraced by recording labels that did not, how to put it, they didn't cushion my blow. So I paid my dues. And I worked really, really hard, and I tried to absorb as much as I could everywhere that I went. I've performed as a Bond girl with the Babelsberg Film Orchestra. I've done huge shows with this very same producer who did Roller Coaster, Lutz Krainski. He's one of the most world-renowned Hammond players and organized these huge organs that are in these cathedrals. He makes it look so very easy, so very simple. And I've performed in the Middle East, I've performed in Asia, I've performed, I think the only two places I haven't done yet would be Antarctica and the Arctic Circle.
And I love the excitement and dedication that you haven't done yet.
Yet.
Because we know without a doubt. What do you see, as words of encouragement to young persons with the potential, with the talent, but just afraid in terms of stepping out there, just, really concerned, I don't know if I can make it beyond Tobago?
Listen, you got me. And for every artist that is from Tobago, for those of you who know me very well, you know my personality. I say that with as much reservation as I could. You all know my personality. I'm a fighter. I'm an activist. And if it's anyone that I do fight for, it's my artist. And the whole of Tobago knows this. The entire culture fraternity knows this, because I stand up and vehemently protect these young talents coming out, because I know what I went through, and it was so unjust. What I've been through, it was so hardcore. I became depressed, frustrated, suicidal even. I mean, it must be said, we are messing with a very sensory skill. So you have to imagine what goes on inside of the heart and the mind of an entertainer. We have to take your pain, process it into ourselves, and then give you back a very pure energy from all of that. It's very, very demanding on our persona. And I want to tell the youths out here, do not let anyone tell you that you can't do what God created you to do. It's not going to work out, and you can't kick against the bricks. You're not going to be happy until you fulfill your purpose. For the people who know me, I have 4 degrees. I have about 7 diplomas. It pales in comparison to the joy I feel when I have a microphone in my hand. I feel complete, finished, full of purpose. To the young folks coming up, I came back home to serve. I didn't come home to show off. So you see me on a daily and I look regular. There's no Gucci, no Prada, no smoke screen. And I keep humble. And I remain humble because I need to show these people I didn't grow up in a palace. I came from really humble beginnings. I know what it is to sleep on the floor. As a matter of fact, Trinidad and Tobago, I just came from the studio. There are no beds in the studio. This is a work environment.
And that's what I was now about to say, folks. People would usually relax in bed and then get up early to rush to this interview. No, not Sharon. She's in studio and then rushes
from studio to studio
to the interview in order
Correct.
to be here this morning. You know, as we come to the end of this interview, running out of time, I want you to be able to share with viewers what can they look forward to. What's up next for Sharon? I know you have so many, but we want to get the main one here on Tobago Updates.
So, really, you know, when I'm quiet, especially on social media, I'm up to something really, really big. Right now, I'm really interested in getting all the talent on the island. So listen me carefully, Trinidad and Tobago, especially Tobago. I'm talking to you right now, Tobago, from Charlottesville to Crown Point. I need you to hear me. My Facebook page is Anubia Phoenix Nile. I'm the only person in the world with this name on Facebook, so you're going to find it easy. I need you guys to contact me and let me know what you do, because here's what, I'm here to fight for you. We're gonna go through a series now of taking care of you. I'm here to serve. So the first thing we're gonna do is get all the artists up to scratch. That's as much as I'm gonna say right now, but let me just say that MTV, BET, and the rest of it would have nothing on Tobago when we're done with this.
All right. And folks, Sharon is telling us right here. Sharon, are we gonna get it via Tobago Updates?
Of course. And I see Rhea fidgeting.
Yes.
I know why Rhea is fidgeting.
Rhea is energized.
So I want to tell Rhea, I've been loving before on a roller coaster. I couldn't find my way. Then your love came into my life and everything just changed. I know I've been in love, but never, no, not like you were the one who gave me a reason to carry on. Now you got me believing that you're the one I thought I've been in love before, but never, no, not like this. Don't be afraid, Tobago. Greatness is coming.
Yes, and folks, if you're all seeing Rhea here offset, Oswald George, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Thank you so much, Sharon. Sharon, thank you so much for joining us here on Tobago Updates. You know it's always energy, folks. You know it's always about love. Always. All right? And we want to continue to encourage you, Sharon. The messages are clear. The excitement and the energy and the love for Sharon is out there. And I think it's so appropriate to close in the words of one of our viewers, Kuki Melville. I love her passion and energy. Thank you so much, Sharon. And we want to encourage our viewers to share the live, share the live. We're going to be right back with Rhea. You're going to see the smiles on her face. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
I lack the strength to carry on. You gave me fire in the rain. You give me healing for my pain. And you know what you do. So you do it again. And you do it again.
For Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, viewers.
Good morning.
It's the Tobago Updates morning show, and I have to go in a lower tone for you now. And we're back in this final segment with Rhea Richardson George. Rhea, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well. Julian, you are a set-up man. Julian is a set-up man. And there's another guy in the background, but I can't call his name a set-up man. You know, but it's all good. It's all good. Julian, Sharon Phillips, awesome talent.
Yes, very, very,
And
very.
there are a lot of things that are happening in the background that a lot of persons do not know about, but she's really putting her life on the line for others.
Yeah, I just love the fact that, you know, you can say it any better. Sharon exudes that kind of passion and energy. She gets you excited, you know what I mean, and puts you naturally in that mood. And that's her commitment, that's her dedication, that's just what she loves, you know what I mean? And, you know, it really speaks to our Tobago-ness. When we are into and we are committed to something, we put our all into it. And I really want to encourage you, look out for that opportunity coming up. Follow her on social media. Trust me, it's going to be to the benefit of Tobago artists and Tobagonians. Make sure that we do so.
All right, well, it's time for us to say goodbye to our viewers for today. So have a great day. Blaze, again, it was wonderful connecting with you. And, you know, I expect great things between us and Blaze. I see a bright future ahead of us. So a brighter future ahead of us. So have a great day. Julian, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Kiki Melville, Donna Mae Walcott, Russell Morrison, Lyndon Lashley, Vernell Myers Hector, Dee Dee Vincent joining us on the live. Hey, Pearl Duke Orr is on with us this morning. Morning to you. As well as we have Cynthia Alman. We want to thank each and every one of you. And right now behind those cameras, I am looking away and keeping my eyes focused on you because the entire technical team is saying, Julian, it's time to go. Ria, over to you.
Viewers, have a great day. I'm going to follow. Have a great day. Stay safe on the roads. Remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance.
Bye-bye,
I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face.